What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And guys, first of all, Merry Christmas to all of you, my friends. I want to tell you that we have another year of fight against the wrongdoers, and I believe that next year will give us the chance to see the resolution. And on today's video, I will show you the most recent update from and Wonder still a fight. I will show you a very important upcoming event that will take place within just a couple of weeks, and that will definitely give us more information about the actions that happened back in the days. On top of that, I will show you more details about the FOIA letters that were disclosed just recently, and I will give you my thoughts in regards to the transparency, total transparency for the US stock market and for all the parties involved in MMTLP story. And let's begin with this news. Rob Carter invited Ann Vandersteel, and she appeared on the Rob Carter show, and they made a very good podcast. You can find it on MMTLPresources.com, and it is about 30 minutes long video where they discussed the MMTLP story. And definitely it is a very good to see that they are working to shed more light to this story. And definitely this news is very important for MMTLP community regardless of your position, because at the end of the day, one way or another, the truth will come out, and we will see who is standing behind the curtains, who is standing behind the actions that were made back in the days and that harmed the MMTLP shareholders. On top of that, I want to show you this update. Again, we are on MMTLP Resources, and this article was published just a couple of hours ago, and it says, Vandersteel plans a news conference at SEC. And let me quote you some details. And Vandersteel is planning a news conference event in front of the Securities and Exchange Commission. During an appearance on the Rob Carter show, Vandersteel said she is working to secure permits to hold the event on January the 12th of 2026 with the goal of publicly addressing the MMTLP situation. She plans to bring members of the MMTLP community to share their personal hardships. She also intends to include representatives from aligned communities such as GME and AMC, as well as potentially someone connected to Donald Trump's DJT stock, which has also faced persistent short selling. This is the direct speech from Ann Vandersteel. I want people represented, I want their stories told, and I want us to deliver hard and high-impact questions to the SEC, to FINRA, and to Congress. If successful, this is our chance to get our story spread far and wide and to hopefully bring the mainstream media on board. We are quite sure Fox business advocate Charles Payne will send a crew like he did the last time MMTLP was there. MMTLP was last at the SEC just weeks after the youth halt as a part of Occupy SEC back in January of 2023. And here is the video from this event. And yes, guys, in general, I have to admit that it is a very good steps and very, I would say, important steps that will definitely shed more light to this story. And I have to admit that I want to give a huge shout out to Ann Vandersteel, because she's some kind of very powerful tool or a weapon, let's put it even this way, that will give us a chance to see a resolution, to see a relief in this case. And definitely she's very excited about the actions that are surrounding the MMTLP story. She reposted a lot of tweets, a lot of due diligence that were made by different community members like Rare DD, and I want to give a huge shout out to his work, because he's done a very good job, and he's trying to spread more interesting and important information. And guys, I want to see the total transparency for the market, and this transparency should not be a partial transparency. We have to see both sides of the story, and if someone is wrong in this case, they at the end of the day they will have to admit that they were wrong and they made these actions and they harmed the MMTLP community. So let me show you another quite interesting update, at this time from Curtis. He reposted again a lot of tweets that are very interesting to see and that are very important to know the facts that were introduced there. And he also reposted this tweet of Ann Vandersteel. She refers to the Rare DD's due diligence that he made basically more than a year and a half ago, and she wrote this as the fact that this is one of several smoking guns. And guys, I have to admit that she points to the discrepancy in the dates of the share distribution and share cancellation dates, and I have to admit that it is another quite interesting step, but I believe that this information was added to at least a couple of lawsuits that were recently filed by MMTLP community members, and these lawsuits failed, and we cannot basically use this information anymore because it didn't lead us to some kind of results. On top of that, I want to pay your attention to the George Parker's tweet. He is also very active right now, and he made a very interesting. Wait a second, I will show you again. Somewhere here, yes, he made an executive summary in regards to these four letters, but let me show you quite interesting details. You know that we as MMTLP community have a lot of power, because we, and I told it multiple times, have to unite and have to be just as one huge force, one huge enormous power of the retail community that should break the walls of the obstacles on our path to the resolution and on our path to the total transparency on the market. But guys, one thing is really upsets me, and this is it basically. Sam wrote this, and she refers to Ann Vandersteel tweet. She wrote, Ann Vandersteel wrote this: "We are talking MMTLP. You are going to want to make sure the corrupt rats at the SEC and FINRA, and hopefully someone in the Justice Department will investigate, indict, and arrest those who destroyed the lives of tens of thousands of MMTLP family." And guys, Sam wrote this: "Despite Ann Vandersteel's best efforts, the MMTLP army is in complete shambles. Curtis melts down screaming profanities. Drew is a liar. Curtis is a liar. David FKR is a liar. Community filed with pedophiles." And she added the part of the space call that was hosted, I believe, by Due Diligence. And it was hosted just a couple of days ago. It is just 2 minutes long audio, and it is not the best for MMTLP community. I would say that pretty much all of the current leaders and former leaders of so-called non-litigational path to the resolution exposed themselves in this tiny audio. And it is very hard to say, but MMTLP community is not a community, in my opinion. We have just several people who are still trying to fight not only for themselves, but for all of the MMTLP shareholders. But other people in the same exact community, well, they are doing nothing, and I believe they are acting as people who makes more harm to the community than to help this community. So let me show you another quite interesting update. Junk Savvy published this update, and for now we have a new Q2 report, Q2 of 2025. Next Beach Hydrocarbons published it just literally several hours ago, and yes, they are trying to file these reports in order to be eligible potentially to file an S1 statement. But here is the interesting part. You can see the part of this report is here, and it was reposted by Sam, and she wrote, "They giving everyone shares, tons of shares," and she published this screenshot. So Effective February 29, 2024, the company issued 500,000 shares of common stock as compensation under a third-party consultant agreement. In March 2024, we entered into and closed a contribution agreement with Wildcat Partners, a Delaware limited liability company, under which Wildcat transferred to us 100% of issued and outstanding membership interest in each of a Wildcat Cowboy, Texas limited liability company, Wildcat Packer, Texas limited liability company, Wildcat Partner, and Wildcat Valentine. As a consideration, we issued 2.5 million shares of our common stock under the terms and conditions of the contribution agreement. So guys, you can see that the dilutional process is still active and was active during the U3 halt and during all these years. But well, we don't see the results of the actions. We don't see any type of results from the company perspective. They didn't do anything in order to protect their shareholders. They didn't do anything in order to act as a company to earn money for the shareholders, to add more value. And here is another sad part of this report. Roman Subs wrote this: next breach 10Q out, still behind September 30th, 2025 10Q. Good news. At the end of June of 2025, next breach had $4,601 in cash and owes over $55 million in liabilities. Even if they won the lottery and made $50 million, still nothing left for stockholders. And here's this screenshot of that proves this statement. And guys, I told you that NextBridge Hydrocarbons is bankrupt, and regardless of your wishes, it will be bankrupt, I believe, this year, because they don't have any assets, they don't have cash on hands, they have a lot of liabilities, and they have a lot of debts, more than $54.4 million in total current liabilities, with only $4,000 cash on hands. Unfortunately, you cannot rely on NextBridge Hydrocarbons as a legit company with an intrinsic value, and you cannot rely on any type of potential 2 days of trading position close only, which will allegedly push the price much higher, because the intrinsic value of the company is not even a zero, it is a negative. So let me show you another quite interesting statement that was made by Jennifer Vitrano. Just yesterday she wrote this in response to Trader Zero's thread. And Jennifer Vitrano wrote, "For every bull there is a bear. This is going to be a good. Thanks Trade Zero. I can't wait to read this one." And here is, I believe, another set of very interesting facts that Trader Zero represented in his Twitter account. And guys, regardless of your position, just read all these statements and try to oppose him if you know how to do it, because Trader Zero is a very confident person. He knows how the market works, and definitely if you have some arguments against his position, feel free to argue with him and feel free to ask any questions you want. But as long as you cannot do it, please do not try to blame him that he is a short seller. To be honest, the majority of my own positions are short positions on different stocks, because these positions are the positions like any other positions, which can bring you some money and which can make you profitable at the end of the day. On top of that, I want to pay attention to the facts that were represented in the FOIA letters that were disclosed just recently. Scott Roth responded to Farmer Phil the Short Shill, and Farmer Phil the Short Shill wrote this just 2 days ago. Half of the documents shared today are from a public domain website, fif.com, and all those documents shared are still on the public domain website today. Not exactly top secret info that you had to forward to get. It has been on the web the whole time. And he refers to the tweet of Curtis, where Curtis told about the FOIA letters, and where he gave the link to the FIF website with this information. And guys, I believe that it is another quite interesting fact that MMTLP community well, is trying to find the facts that were already known. And in this case, if it is the reality, in this case, Trader Zero is 100% correct with his statement, because he has all the links to the documents, and he can prove all his statements by the official links and official documents from authorities and from an issuer. On top of that, let me quote you his recent tweet that he wrote just 22 hours ago in response to Ann Vandersteel tweet, where she wrote bombshell email exposed. He wrote this: "Here she goes. None of these Johnny come latelys have any idea what the F they are talking about. As a veteran, I am disgusted with the use of fallen soldiers' boots in this BS piece. Those boots belong to a warrior hero, not some greedy vet who dropped his life savings on an OTC ticker because people he never met guaranteed he could sell it for a profit inside T+2. Shorts had no obligation to buy MMTLP after the 8th. They were no different than longs after the 8th. Think about it like this. You held a stock long or short on the last day, it could be traded to lock up the NBHDV due to T+2 cleared rules. On December 9th, longs had rights to receive NBH and held an empty stop, worthless to anyone. On December the 9th, shorts no longer had an obligation to return MMTLP, the empty stop. They had no reason to buy it. Lenders wanted NBH shares to close, which they couldn't get. Position close only. Why? Shorts were 100% green on the A series. It was being cancelled. The only stock they would have had to buy was NBH, not MMTLP. So even if the U3 halt did not occur and there was a magical blanket PCO that does not exist in force, not a single share of MMTLP would have been bought to close. Now ask yourself, who is the only person who could have benefited from this trap? The FOIA she is referencing that has the community all filed up proves this point. Are they approaching the SEC because they couldn't buy MMTLP? Of course not. Did someone baseline this lady's social media following the day she decided to use MMTLP to pump engagement? So guys, I believe that Ann Vandersteel appearance is a very good fact inside the MMTLP community, but I believe that her appearance will not lead the community to the consequences and to the results that they anticipated to have. Because in general, if she was misled by the part of MMTLP community, and if she transfer this narrative and if she will transfer this narrative to SEC on January the 12th on the upcoming meeting, in this case she will have all the answers from SEC, from basically authorities, and she will know that she is wrong in her statement. And in this case, guys, I believe that we still have just one chance to see the resolution. And this chance is to point to the real wrongdoers of this case. And I published the video back in the days, and I told you multiple times that this story is extremely complicated, and potentially the wrongdoers are not the people and entities that you might think. And as for me, I think that the resolution will come from the people who already try to push the case not towards the imaginable wrongdoers, but towards the real people and entities who rob their investment accounts. So time will tell who is right and who is wrong, but if you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.